And welcome to Mental Health Moments. Each week we do our best to try to find topics that are interesting and relevant, that touch you somewhere where you need some information in your life. This week I think is going to be one of those weeks. Stay with us for the reveal. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Not long ago, I was having a conversation with someone about how things were going on in their lives, and it was not just interesting, it was very interesting, so interesting, in fact, that I wanted to share it with you, of course, with their permission. One of the benefits of getting older is that hopefully we start gaining wisdom, experience, we start seeing how all of those experiences work together, and hopefully we gain some insight into how to live a better life, and it starts to help us to do better in our lives in every way. And so this person that I was talking with was one of those folks that is a little bit older in their life, and they started telling me that for the last few years of their lives, things had gotten so much better. Just as they were relating it to me, just better and better and better. And when I asked them why, they offered one word. Here it is: reciprocity. Reciprocity. And they said, I'm finally beginning to understand what that means and how that translates into our lives. In its most simple definition, reciprocity means a mutual exchange, a relation or state in which two people or groups perform mutual or corresponding actions based on the actions of another. That sounds like a lot of words. So let me break it down in the Southern tradition. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. In theology, it sounds like this: whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. It is a redefining of the golden rule: as you would therefore that others do unto you, do you even so unto them. It's an exchange. It's any form of exchange, an effort or affection or friendship or kindness or otherwise. And this person said that in the earlier years of their lives, they had operated on a much different principle in the way that they treated themselves and the way they treated others that was mostly selfish and self-centered. And as they were talking, I genuinely appreciated their honesty and transparency, because, you know, most of us, we try to paint a picture that's different, but theirs was refreshing, and it was very brutal. They said, you know, in the earlier years of my life, I lived as most people do. I was pretty much selfish. It was all about me. What can I do? What can I get? What's in this for me? Don't go out of your way for someone else. Make sure that you do as little as you can. Take more than you give and keep score. So much of what we're seeing happening in our world today, every day, without the people recognizing that when you live like that, I want you to hear this, the results are absolutely predictable. I know I've got a lot of older folks out there that watch these videos, so you're probably nodding your head right now. You've recognized this, that it's typical that angry people generally end up in the company of other angry people. And they begin to swirl. It forms this swirl of exchange of activities and ideas, and you eventually end up in this vortex of anger. And it's a very selfish way to live. And thankfully, this person, as I was talking with them, they recognized it and they decided to change. And they decided to start living a much different life that was based on giving and loving and serving others first. Expecting nothing in return, but much to their surprise, this principle of reciprocity kicked in, and as they started living like that, as they started giving and loving and serving and being kind, lo and behold, I know you're not surprised, better and better things started happening for them in their lives. Life got better. Life got fuller. Life got more rewarding. The friendships grew deeper, they grew richer and much more satisfying. And if you still haven't made the connection to mental health yet, here it is. It's not a leap to say that's what we want. That's how we want to live. We want to live a life that is rewarding and full and happy and satisfying and deep and rich, with less anxiety and less stress and all of those things that go along with that. And so one of the routes to achieving that is this right here, the reciprocity principle. Don't you wish some people recognize that? Don't you wish you could just open open their heads and say, learn this, that as you are generous and offer something, the effect is ongoing. It begins to happen for you, and it begins to happen for others, and then it begins to take on a life of its own. It really works. Studies have shown that a waiter or waitress who writes a handwritten note on the receipt of the bill that you get at lunch or dinner always generates a better response from the customer. And a salesman wants to do some better sales. They don't need to learn a better sales pitch all of the time. Sometimes what they need to do is just simply reward a client, a potential client, with something, give them a little something, and it creates within them this feeling that I want to do something then now for you as well. It is this principle of reciprocity. And so, if you're looking for a way to live a better life, here you go. That's my thought for today. So what are your thoughts? How do you feel about that? Do you see it? Is it valid principle? Do you operate by that principle? I'm trying, and I want to do it more and more as life goes on. That's what I have to offer for you this time. If you would, leave some thoughts in the comments. Have you seen it? Do you know it's true? And how can we do it better? What are some stories? Do you have a story that you'd like to share with us about someone who did that for you, or that you did it for someone? I've told numerous stories in my life about the people along the way who have been generous to me, and it's created an open door not only in their life but in my life as well, and I'm so grateful. So the principle tonight is reciprocity. I want to encourage you to start living like that and watch it impact your life, your mentality, your health, everything that goes along with it. Our time together is about complete. If you are a subscriber, we're glad to have you. If you're not, click that like and subscribe button. If you haven't shared anything lately, share this one. It should go further and help others. And we look forward to seeing you every Sunday right here on Mental Health Moments.